Yeah, at this point, I don't even listen to. Just let you think what you want to think. Rap and just do the complete opposite at this point. All right. Mm. All right. So, check. Check trendy. All right. So, 875, 895, 21, 875, 21, 895. 950, 980, 980, 820, 795. Retest of 21, 765. 10th, 2025. Date type. 695, 100. 680, 675. All right, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. All right, so I got that data collected. Okay. All right, what's up, everybody? I mean, either the bulls are going to hold this, or we're going to see a move back down, but potentially to 730. So, um, I think I think they can hold it here. I mean, this trend line from earlier today, you can see that the bulls straight up used it to bounce it right here, and the bears broke it. So, we'll see what they do here. I mean, the bears have a tough job ahead of them, that's for sure. They literally would have to reject it right here in order to hold. They would have to reject that right there, because if the bulls can do something like this is likely to happen. So they're gonna have to reject it right there. I'm surprised, honestly. It's long 40, but you don't like it. We touch 40? That is a nasty hourly candle. That is a nasty formation here on the hourly chart. The bulls are gonna have to do a lot of work because that is a nasty red hourly candle right here. Nasty. That's not gonna encourage anybody to buy that. Okay, let me get that down right here. All right. All right. So let's see if the Bears is gonna hold. It seems like the pre-market is basically a continuation from the previous market or from the previous price action. That's what it's starting to look like. Uh I've been noticing that if price is hitting resistance before the close, we're just going to see price just continue. No price action is just we just see just a slow, choppy continuation move versus, price action. We just get a continuation down. I'm starting to see that and vice versa. If we have price hitting support before we close, we just get a move up. And it seems like that's how the pre-market is being utilized, at least for right now. Let me see if I can find just like a good example of what I'm talking about. I mean, obviously, this open is a good example of what I'm talking about. It's just a move down. Um, yeah, 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 yeah. Like kind of like right here. It's the pre-market has definitely been challenging the trade lately for sure. Slow, choppy, don't know where it's going, price action. And then out of nowhere, we get it picks a direction and then it just grinds in that direction the entire night. That's just been the price action. All right, so let's see if we can get some targets hit here. That the Bulls are going to hold this. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Bears won't, but I mean they got to hold this. If they don't hold it, then I mean, hold on. They don't hold this right here, then the Bulls are going to make their way back up to this range. That's definitely for sure. All right. So before we got off stream, we was talking about this area being a potential area where the market would bounce. I was actually looking for the market to bounce at 808, but of course, the market found support here around 820. What I found very interesting this morning when we was on stream was that we talked about this area right here being a fake out, about this area right here being an area where they're going to fake the bulls out and then we're going to see a move down, and that they was going to chop it and draw it out. And to my surprise, when I got back to the gym or got back from the gym, this is exactly what I saw. And I was like, wow, the NASDAQ at this point is so predictable with their price action. Honestly, I really don't know why some days I misread her when she's so predictable. I had a feeling that once price moved down We was going to see a move here. It's going to fake the bulls out, and then we was going to see a move down. The only thing that I thought that did not happen was a move to 808. But once I saw that they double topped here, uh, the crazy thing is that my alarms did go off. I was thinking to myself, because the thing with bookmap chat was very bullish. The top step chat was very bullish. Uh, the top step TV chat was bullish. Everybody was bullish, and I was like, man, I don't think we're getting to 900, because everybody was super bullish. And usually, once everybody is on one side of the market's like, oh, so everybody's long. Well, let's go short. And I was fearful for the long that I was in. And good thing that I was able to get out of it before the drop that happened. Because I was in long, and then I saw everybody else long, and I was like, you know what? Let me get out of this damn thing. Let me get out of it. Let me get the hell out of it. At this pump right here, I was able to get out. And good thing I did, because this thing just crapped down. Just crapped. Ah, shit. I forgot. Ah, shit. Shit. Of course, I'm down 14K. Of course. Hmm. 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 Okay. Anyway, man, was this drop epic. But I was telling Smith this, either the market holds here or the market holds 730. Maybe you get like a little sweep, probably like 720 the max. But if the bulls don't hold this range right here, we're going to see some downside. We definitely have a lot going on this week. So this move up could have been what it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Clear out some of these previous areas of supply, because not only do we have Powell testifying tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we also have CPI this Wednesday. So let's actually look at that. We have CPI on Wednesday. All right, so let's look at this week. All right, so yeah, so we got CPI on Wednesday. So that means we have PPI on Thursday. Friday, we got retail sales. Yeah, I think that's and then we got a lot of Fed speakers speaking this week. So that's definitely going to move the markets a little bit, especially if they're talking crazy. It's going to definitely move the market. And then people are afraid of Trump's tweets. So that's another event that we have to pay attention to. Every time he's talking about something, people are selling out of their positions because they're fearful of what he may say. Kind of like, it's interesting because Elon Musk or Tesla shareholders was the same way with Elon Musk. It got to the point to where they had to monitor his tweets because every time he said something, the stock. I mean, it was so much volatility in the stock because every time he said something. Just imagine if he was as stubborn as he is now, openly stubborn as he is now, saying whatever the hell he wanted, doing that salute that people considered was a Nazi salute. That would have. I'm surprised that didn't just really tank the stock right there when he did that. But we have a lot to watch out for. Usually, Powell testifies Monday and or Tuesday and Wednesday, but these actually let me do this. Uh, yeah, so usually on Wednesday the market isn't as volatile because usually on Wednesday he's saying the same exact thing that he's saying on Tuesday. It's tomorrow that we have to watch out for and make sure that he's not saying anything crazy. Wednesday, we're not saying that what he say may not move the markets, but it's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely. I mean, nothing really changes. They all do the same thing differently every year. So um, it's CPI that we have to watch out. Now, what could happen is that we get CPI and he's asked a question about it once the information is dropped. Now, if he talks about CPI on Wednesday's uh, testimony, then we can see some more volatility for sure. But the CPI by itself, the reaction to that news release, uh, he was going to trade the reaction to that the entire day. Um, so I mean that's all we got to watch out for this week. All right, so I mean I'm seeing 707, 708, but I doubt that the market goes down that far. That is just so unlikely. It's highly unlikely for the market to go down that far without without any or without any news, but it could. We could see it, I guess. I mean, we got a lot of support here at 730, so I mean, I think that's like the farthest around 730, 720 is probably the farthest this thing will probably go. Because I mean, if we lose this, then yeah, I mean, I just don't see it happening. Yeah, I haven't traded Tesla at all. I mean, we can look at it. We can definitely look at it. Tesla. I know R for real. R for real. Man, he called it. He called that move up to 400, and man, he got paid. He got super paid. Oh no, I thought this thing went up to 400. Okay, yeah, it did go up to 400. I was like, I thought it did. All right, I mean, since then, so we got a break of structure where it gapped up to 265, and then we got a gap right here. So we had a break of structure at 265, and it's a gap. I'm pretty sure the market is going to eventually try to come back down here. Hmm. I mean, we got a two-legged pullback. And so it's always trying to get to an area of support. Hmm. Hey, what's up, my futures journey? Long time no see, man. It's not that I'm trading overnight. It's just that I have an evening stream, and if we can find something overnight, then we'll trade it. But for the most part, we're just really just looking at the market, seeing what possibly could happen during the next session. Uh, right now, I think I'm in long. I think it tagged me in, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm in the sim as well. I'm in the sim. It's not like I'm trading an eval or anything. I trade the sim during the evening stream. Yeah, basically. Hey, what's up, Dwayne? What's up? Hmm. Hey, what's up, Marquise? Yeah, 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 Marquise. I don't know if you joined us this morning, but we was talking about that. We was talking about that. Uh, so we took this long this morning. Where is it at? And one thing that I've learned about the NQ, or I've come to accept about trading the NQ, is that she's not the ES. The ES will do this. You can short the ES at areas of resistance and you can go long at areas of support. It'll work, but not when it comes to the Nasdaq. I mean, obviously, this looks totally different from this. So, what we discovered this morning was that as long as price is adhering to the support trend line, as long as it's adhering to it, it is not too high to buy. It's just not too high to buy. And once it gets too high to buy, once we get into an area of resistance and the bears prove that they want it by actually breaking out of that support trend line and using it as a rejection, that's when you go short. But still, this stressful ass little short right here versus this, okay, this super long, I'm definitely with you now. Me and Smith have both traded in our bear cards. It's just not worth it, man. It is just not worth the stress when it comes to shorting the Nasdaq. It's just not worth it. I'd rather lose than take a short on the Nasdaq. I say that, but I'll still take a short because I'm a bear and it's a habit and I'll do it. But it's easier just to take the loss on the long than to be stressed out with the short. But price basic it's respected this support trend line all morning until it didn't. Until it didn't. So now when it comes to the Nasdaq, I'm not going to short unless I see some commitment or we're trading into a super area of super resistance, and it would just kind of be foolish not to short there because obviously the bears don't want it. Obviously, you think we're heading down to 840? Hold on, 840. Oh no, you say you think we're heading down to 8? Hold on, what? Because I think we're between 840 and 640. I think we're heading down. Are you talking about ES? Oh, you're probably talking about ES. You're talking about ES, right? 823, 860. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree. I agree with that. 820 will probably be a decent area to for the bears to come in and short the retest for sure. Right here, for sure, 820. The bears would probably come. Oh, crap. The bears would probably come in right there if we do see something like that. Now, if the bears are successful in holding this area, we will see that. That's no question. That's absolutely no question. Because if the bulls aren't going to find support at this area, and let's just say that they do, if they find resistance here, then yeah, this is going down. Because in order for us to see higher prices, not only does the bulls got to find support above 820, but they're gonna have to find support above around 850, 860, like Knife Art suggested, just so we can see that. And if the bulls ain't gonna find support, well, if there's not gonna be any new buyers in the market, then everybody becomes sellers. So I'm still paying attention to what the bears do right here. The one thing that I don't like right now is that the bulls have not popped up above this trend line and held above it yet. We haven't popped up above this level right here, and the bulls held it yet. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You say you think 700? Yeah, I mean, if the bulls break this, or if the bulls don't hold about 730, they don't hold this area resistance. We got a breakout this morning. So the bulls are definitely going to make an attempt to buy the retest for sure. If they don't buy the retest here, and then our next level would be about 680, 680, 660, 680, 660 in this range right here. And that'll be our next level. All right. So it does look like the bulls are trying to, or the bears are trying to hold it right there. You can see that they're holding it. So that's not a good sign, unfortunately, for my long. That's not a good sign. You said 685? Yeah. Yeah, I actually got 685 marked out. Yep. I agree with that. 685. And that's where they kind of found support at this morning. So if we do see a move down into 685, I think they'll probably run this. They'll probably run the stops underneath 685. So yeah, yeah, Pedro trades. We'll probably see like 670 or something like that. Run the stops underneath this and then pop right back above it. I think we see that. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, it just seems like the price action just can't be perfect. Shit, I wouldn't mind last year's pre-market price action to this year's New York session price action. I think that would be a dangerous combination right there. We get some movement in the pre-market, we get some movement in the New York session, some decent price action. I mean, I will say that I do enjoy the fact that now we kind of get. I mean, even though the market still trends, at least we get price action both ways versus the crap that we was getting last year, where it just went one way all day, and then we just had these big out of nowhere crashes. I do not like trading like that. Should we move up like 200-300 points nonstop, just blow right through resistance, don't care about it. And then once the bulls take profit, nobody buys after that. And then the market just crashes. And then it gets bought right back up. And that price action was definitely exhausting versus just trading in the range, having your breaker structure, then the move happens. Yeah. Yep. And I'm one of them. No, I'm definitely one of them. When the market is going in one direction, those are my worst days. I'm working on those types of days, but those are my worst days. It just seems so abnormal to short the bottom, but the bottom just keeps on going for sometimes. Short the bottom, long the tops. It's just so abnormal. I mean, I've broken myself out of that habit, and then last year's price action rewarded that type of behavior. So it's like, really? So if I long the top here, I can still be profitable, huh? Or if I short the bottom, I can still be profitable. Yeah. All right. So what are you gonna do here? Are you gonna pop up above that trend line, or are we going to continue downward? I hope for my sake, I hope she chooses to pop up above that trend line and retest 820, go back up, hopefully, for my sake. Mm. So I started trading. So I've been trading since 2019. I got into futures 2021 or two, but mostly I've been trading options before that. Did really good selling options, did really poorly buying options. I just never take profits when I'm supposed to. And I have this habit of buying short term expiration on the contracts as well. So that's not a good combination. So once I got into trading futures, which suits my style way better in terms of not having the time decay, and I can just trade the spot price. I've moved away from trading options altogether. Sometimes I dibble and dabble again, but I guess since I'm so used to having 2K plus days, when I make $200 in options, even though that's really good with the size that I trade, mentally, emotionally, in the moment, that's not enough. So I never take the profits, even though I'm up 100%, 200%, 500%. It's just that, oh, I'm only up $200. So I'm not taking it. I want more. Trying to milk as much as profits out of the options as possible. And my contracts always seem to go to zero more often than not. So I've made it a point just to focus on futures now. I mean, I had one of my XBX contracts go up from $40 to 200. Like, I still kind of kicked myself in the butt for that one because it went up because we had like this flash little drop. I was in puts, and obviously the Bears didn't hold it the next day because I was like, man, this thing is up. I bought it for 40. Now it's at $2. if the Bears keep dropping this thing, I can possibly be up 1,000. It's just telling myself that. And of course, the Bears didn't hold it, and yeah, that went to zero. So that was not fun. Mm, I got the same interest. Yeah, yeah. I'm just tired of putting money in my options account. I'm just tired of it because eventually I feel like trading options is a numbers game. I mean, I've grown my option account on stream, doubled it, tripled it, and for whatever reason, it always goes back to zero. Yeah. I mean, the whole account goes to zero. So I'm just going to focus on futures. Because obviously, when you're trading stocks and options, you need at least a 100K account or a 10K account. So when these small moves, they actually mean something. Hmm. Hmm. Damn, dude. Like, dude, what the hell is going on? Like, can we just get some price action? Shit. Can this thing move? All right, so let's look at the volume right now because that's absolutely crazy that this thing is like literally just moving back and forth ticks. All right, so right now, I mean the Nasdaq, the micro Nasdaq will always have the most volume. We're trading at 75,000 contracts right now, 19,000 in MNQ. So I guess I'm on the wrong contract apparently. But ES, this is normal for the ES. It's so crazy that this thing doesn't move. Yeah, look at that. The micro Nasdaq. Uh, and this, like I've stated before, this is why I always look at the micro Nasdaq on another screen. I would just trade the micro Nasdaq, but these firms with their commissions, you might as well just trade the minis. Like they're expensive. I was trading Apex. Actually, let me see how much the blue sky is in their commissions for micros because I paid I paid one day I paid over $300, and this is why I switched to minis because I had a day where I had to dig myself out of a hole on the Apex, and I looked at my P&L for the end of the day, and I thought I broke even, and I didn't. I did not break even at all. I was still down $600-700 in commissions because I was trading the micros, and I was like, damn, damn. So you can imagine how many contracts I was trading. I mean, obviously 40 contracts. I think what commissions like $2, probably like $5 on both sides. I'm taking multiple trades. It added up to $600-700 in commissions, and it just blew my mind. I was like, wow. Wow. Hey, what's up, Alfred? What's up? You long 760? Yeah, I think paper trading the night session is probably the best because I mean, unless you want to stay up all night and or you have full trust in the market. I mean, I don't know who trusts the Nasdaq, but shit, she says you're trying to stay up for the long haul. All right. So, yeah, so I mean, if we do see a break above 820, 845, 860, that's definitely where the market potentially will go. I don't think, I mean, the way that this price action is, unless we start trending and we start trending higher, 880 will definitely has to be that we have to find support above 880. And then if we find support above 880, I think the market's objective is 22.5 or 22.20. 22.5 most likely. 22.5 is where I'm going to be keeping my eyes on. 965 will definitely become support. If we break above 965, I would not short a retest of this area. I would go long. You've had sellers break down this area twice now, and you can see that obviously this leg is bigger than this one. It held this range. I highly doubt that once we break above this, that retest will fail. That's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Yeah, 2205, probably like a rejection there. 2205, probably like a rejection at 2230. I mean, I would highly doubt. I mean, it really depends on how the bulls handle this area right here and how the bears try to defend their positions here. Because the bears, I mean, at this point, as a bear, I really don't know why you wouldn't take your profits at this point. But I mean, for those that don't, for those that want to protect their positions here, obviously they're going to have to defend themselves. But again, with futures, I think, or I don't think, futures is supposed to be a long term game. So let me take back what I said. Usually, when someone buys a future contract, they're in it for the long haul. But because of how people trade nowadays, it's almost you might as well don't even hold the contract. You might as well day trade the contract or swing it for like maybe a week at the max because it's not going to hold for real. It's really not. I mean, those that are still short at 440, 450 right here. I mean, prices. I mean, shit. We're almost what? We're almost back. About 600 points away from 450. I mean, let's actually do the math right now. I mean, it is going for that all-time high. So, I mean, eventually we're going to get there. So right now it's about 670 points away. And we all know the Nasdaq can do that in a day, let alone a week. But I do think we'll probably get a rejection at 240, 220, 240 potentially. That's probably what we'll see a rejection or a potential reversal. Yeah, we can potentially see a potential reversal there. We'll see though. All right, so let's see if we can at least get that first target hit. Let's see. Damn. Congratulations, bro. Yeah, Smith is actually in his trade day account too. Honestly, I'm surprised. Like, I no disrespect to trade day, but they're not very competitive with their evals. I'm surprised people still buy them. Honestly, they're not competitive. I feel that trade day is probably one of the more restrictive prop firms in a pool full of people that just want to gamble. Shit, trade day says we don't care if you hit that profit target. We care about if you're consistent or not. We don't care if you hit that profit target. I mean, that's crazy. We don't care. We want to see some consistency. What turned me off about trade day is when I was going through their terms of service is that they can deny a payout based on if they feel it's a windfall trade. I mean, all prop firms are doing that now, but before it was something that all prop firms did. Like they been was on that shit. If you weren't consistent, they was not going to pay out any windfall trades at all, and it's in their terms of service. So once I read that, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't. Yeah, I'm good. And with the Nasdaq, especially, you're gonna have days where it's gonna get ugly. I mean, it's a Nasdaq. This shit's gonna get ugly. Mm. Yeah, what's up, Brandy? What's up? You never had an issue with trade day? They let you flip in trade day? That's interesting. That's interesting that they let you flip, especially when they make a big deal about being consistent. Yeah, I don't know if Smith still has the last time we spoke, um, he was still trading the eval side of trade day and he had a couple of days. I haven't asked him about it though, and he hasn't told me. I missed that so Tradeify was doing a 45% deal off of they straight the funded for the Super Bowl last night and I missed it. I would have bought it. I would have bought it. I would have bought the let me see, like 720, even though they went up on the price on that times 0.40. They had a 45%, 324, 720 minus 324. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it though, but I wouldn't have bought that one. I probably just would have bought the 100K. I guess I should have been paying attention, I guess. All right, so we're coming up to that first target. See if we get hit. I mean, if they hold this, I mean, it's highly likely that we come back into this range. I doubt that. I doubt that the Bears knock this thing down, especially because they held this area. Like, why is that so hard to find? 45% off, straight to funded. I mean, that 100K, I would have bought the 100K for sure. 629, 45% off, 629, 283. Yeah, so they were selling their 100K straight to funded account for $346, which is not bad for a straight to funded. It's not bad. It's half the price. All right, there goes that first target. Well, never mind. The Nasdaq likes to play around, I guess. Never mind. I mean, at this point, I'm just so numb to this crap now. I don't even care anymore. I'm just numb to it. I'm literally numb to it at this point. Literally a tick this time. Literally a tick. And she's so good at doing that too. She's really good at doing it. I really don't know how she's so capable of doing that, but she is. The mass deportations. Honestly, I really don't even I really don't pay attention to it. Now, this is what this is what I will agree with. Um, when we have gangs like whatever they call Tren whatever La Guagua whatever their gang name is, and they're taking over apartment buildings with weapons that you would see in war. I mean, they don't have handguns. I mean, we've seen the videos. I think everybody's seen those videos, and they're taking over parts of the United States, and law enforcement isn't doing anything. That type of stuff should never happen openly in America. Those people like that, in my opinion, should not be here. But people that are contributing to society, people that are obviously here and they just want to contribute and become contributing members of society, I really don't. I mean, importing people like that, I really don't see a point in doing that. All right, of course. I see you, Nasdaq. I see you. But with these deportations and what they do, especially on the economic side of things, this is why any job data that we get will definitely be more important and that we should pay attention to it. Because, I mean, we've spoken about this previously. The reason why all this was allowed to happen was the quote unquote cheap slave labor that is literally being imported here. Dubai is openly doing this. Dubai brings in cheap. They're basically slaves, basically. Um, their living conditions are horrible. Their working conditions are horrible. It's just horrible. And low key, that's exactly what has been happening. Cheap labor, no health benefits, nobody to run to because shit, who are you going to tell if you're not here legally and you're being mistreated? Who are you going to tell? That just opens the door for people to be taken advantage of being severely mistreated because they're afraid and they can't get the help that they need. And they take it because they have no other choice. But now, since this whole thing about um, getting rid of this quote unquote cheap labor, now we're back at that problem that they were trying to solve before. Americans are lazy. I mean, that's. I mean, you don't really need me to tell you that Americans are lazy. So who's going to do all the labor that needs to be done? And what I find very interesting is the shift that's happening in the labor force in terms of employees. It used to be, especially, in the boomer age and probably the first part of millennials, there was a lot of loyalty to an employer, more than the employer deserved. And if the employer has gotten so comfortable with this loyalty that they're stuck in their ways of treating this newer generation the same way and trying to get away with it. But in this new generation, we have TikTok, we have social media, we have multiple ways to make money in the comforts of our own home. And these employers are trying to behave as if this is not true, that they're the only, like it's like they're still stuck in the mindset that they're their only source of income and you can't get it off the internet nowadays. They don't want to give you benefits no more. They want to, like, it seems like now they want to hire everybody through temp agencies. They don't want to give out benefits. They require you to put in a 2 weeks notice just to fire you on the spot. But they expect you to stay and work without question when they'll just instantly get rid of you. I mean, I've seen so many videos. I think everybody's seen so many videos where, people are trying to do the right thing. It's like, hey, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice. And this day will be my last day. And employers are like, oh, bet. We don't need your services anymore. And they let you go on the spot. And people see this and they're tired of that. And these employers are now hurting for employment. And even though they're hurting, they still, I mean, like I said, they're stuck in their ways. And this is why, and again, this is where this is why they were importing cheap labor from overseas that don't have that quote unquote American mentality where working is their only option. A lot of foreigners come here to send money back home. So we're going to get to a point, it's like the employers are trying to automate as much as their business as possible to where it's not being operated by humans or the least amount of humans as possible. And on the employee side, it's like, well, either you're going to give me benefits or I'm just going to come to work and do just enough. Just enough. We're not going to your company. I'm not going to come to your company and grow it and excel it. There's going to be a lot of turnover. There is a lot of turnover. And it seems like a lot of these tech jobs are now feeling that too. I'm starting to see a lot of videos online where the quote unquote laptop class is now feeling the effects of employers and replacing them with automation, or they don't need as big of a workforce. Elon Musk has shown all the other tech industries that you don't need the amount of roles that you have. Uh, Elon made what he fired 80%, I think he said, of the workforce. And X is still up today. Everybody was like, oh, it's going to crash, it's going to go down, it's going to fail, blah, blah, blah. And it's, mm, at least it's still up. I don't know the financials. I'm not checking none of that, but it's still up. It's still running. X is still up. So, and why everybody says that it was going to go down and it's still up. So, I'm thinking a lot of these tech companies are seeing that, maybe we don't need all these people. We can cut some of our workforce and we can save on costs, which will always pump the stock. Always. Less expenses will always be seen as a benefit to share and stakeholders. So we're definitely going. It's definitely going to be interesting to see where the labor force is going to be in the next couple of years. All they need to do with Chat GPT, I mean, they're already doing it. I mean, I'm doing it. All they really need is what an AI avatar. Shit, you can have an AI avatar in CapCut. It's so simple. Uh, I can actually make an image of myself and turn it into an avatar, give it my voice, give it some samples of how I speak and how I move, and that technology is already available. The call center jobs, uh, you already. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's probably not going to be around in the next couple of years. Outside of like really like stuff that the AI can do. I mean, we already kind of see that now with like Top Step with Wendy and all these prop firms and all their automated chat GPT chat bots, chat bots. So it's going to be very interesting to see where the labor force is going to be in the next couple of years, for sure. Yeah, don't listen to them. They say that shit on purpose. I will tell you now that uh, automation is, I mean, shit, it's not hard to automate something. It is definitely not hard. Definitely. And I'm getting to the point now where it's like, at this point, if the workforce continues to move in the direction that it's moving, if you're not doing something on the side to where it can supplement your income completely, you're gambling with your lifestyle, literally gambling with it. Because if your employer were to lay you off tomorrow and that would literally disrupt your lifestyle, then you really need to start thinking about some alternatives. I'm starting to see, like, I really don't know when homelessness became something that I really don't know why people are posting uh, stuff like that on social media. But I'm starting to see a lot more people post being homeless. Like it's like the living conditions are like, wow, wow. I mean, do you know how hard it is to be homeless? How hard you have to work to be homeless. It's crazy that, I mean, the amount of work that it takes to maintain yourself without having a stable home, a stable roof to put over your head. It's like, how did you get there? Now, I understand that, sometimes people fall on hard times, but it's just like with the lack of preparation, the lack of seeing what's happening in reality. And yeah, but I mean, I understand people can fall on hard times. I mean, I've been there. I've been there. I had to do the whole gym thing myself starting out. I did that. It didn't last long. And I told myself that this is something that I would never, ever get comfortable doing. I don't ever want to be the grasshopper, ever, ever want to be the grasshopper because that shit is not fun. I had to sleep in my car because when I came down here to Texas, the apartment that it wasn't ready, so I had to sleep in my car for like maybe like a couple of days until it was ready, and that shit was not fun, not fun. I was going to school. Didn't have that much money. I don't think was I working? I don't know. It was so long ago. Would get a pizza every night, being in school and not having the income to live and crap. You have to make do what you have. And during that time, I was like, yeah, I would never get comfortable doing this. Never get comfortable. And from that point on, I just had a mindset of always working and hustling and making sure that I will never be in that position ever again. So I guess it was one of those things where, I mean, you get a dose of reality and you feel the reality of things. And yeah, this is what happens when you become the grasshopper and you're not the ant. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if that happened. But I mean, they found support. So, I mean, I highly doubt that we see a break. I really do. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Because, I mean, they found support at this trend line. The bears are trapped underneath the trend line. We popped up above it. We usually don't see that. We usually don't see. We usually don't see that. I mean, once they break out the trend line and then they find support above it, we usually do see the move up. We usually do. We usually see a move back up into an area of previous resistance. Yeah, I think I'm good here. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I just hate the fact that the Nasdaq didn't take my first target as per usual of the Nasdaq. Yeah, voluntold. Yeah. What's the position? If you can talk about it. Oh, speaking of that, so my daughter's mother was telling me, so apparently people are making, so I may have spoken to y'all guys about this, but I'm going to speak to y'all guys about it again. Did you know that TikTok Shop is rivaling Amazon? Was anybody aware of that? I was unaware of that. Now it kind of makes sense that Amazon was kind of was also lobbying against TikTok. TikTok is has no, I mean, these tech companies are like, yo, TikTok, like, bro, chill. Like, you're doing too much. First, y'all took away the ad revenue from Facebook, and then you're trying to take away Amazon too. Like, Amazon is competing with TikTok Shop. They're taking their female customers. And apparently, uh, with Amazon, if you want to be a seller on Amazon, you have to go through all this, and that. To be a seller on TikTok, you just gotta you just gotta turn it on. So it's easier to be a drop shipper and make tons of money on TikTok Shop. Uh, and apparently, kind of like with lives, like kind of like with super chats and stuff like that. Apparently, people are just so generous on TikTok. You go live and it's you can possibly get gifts. I mean, it's people are generous on TikTok for whatever reason. So it's like like I see why people before was like, if your business is not on TikTok, you're literally losing millions of dollars. I've always ignored TikTok because of all the mental illness, the amount of mental illness that is caused. But talking to her because her friend is doing it, her friend is kind of like an affiliate on TikTok or something. She makes like maybe $600 to $800 a week on it. Apparently, supposedly, I don't know, but $800 a week ain't bad. That's decent. I mean, if all you're doing is just promoting products, and they send you the products, and if people buy, obviously you get a commission and stuff like that, and then TikTok pays you as well. Um, yeah, so I mean, TikTok is really out here giving people financial freedoms. The people that are sticking to it, but obviously you have to. So apparently you have to adhere to. You have a posting schedule. You have a engagement, the amount of engagement. So you got to go on other people's content and engage. You have to post 3 times a day. I think she said, um, at least 3 posts a day. They got to be at least 3 minutes long. Um, yeah, there's so much stuff that there's a lot of requirements, but if you complete it, I mean, it's a job. I mean, shit, you're gonna be on TikTok anyway, right? Yeah, yeah, yep, yeah. They want it gone too. Yeah, they definitely do. Yeah, that's why there was lobbying to get rid of TikTok. Yeah, I told her, I was like, dude, do it. Um, I mean, I'm not saying that trading and stuff, all that stuff doesn't work on TikTok. I'm pretty sure it does, but I prefer not to get the mind virus that is TikTok. Like I've shared before, the only time I downloaded TikTok was so I can watch the meltdown videos, the election meltdown videos. Oh my god, that was so entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. That was very entertaining seeing grown people crash out. That was entertaining. Um, and I can see why that app is addictive. That app is a drug. That app is a drug. I had to literally delete that damn thing because that app is a drug. And I see why it's very is popular as it is. That shit is a drug. It is a drug. It almost got me. I was like, dude, let me get off this shit. Let me delete this app because I found myself trying to find reasons to get back on that app and scroll through it. It is very engaging. It's very effective at what it's supposed to do. It really is. Very effective. Because it's like a rabbit hole, man. You start watching one thing and then next thing you know, you're watching something else and it's like, dude, how the fuck did I get here? Like, how did I get here? It's like a freaking rabbit hole, man. And even though you ask yourself, how the hell did you get here? You're still scrolling. I was like, okay, let me just delete this fucking app. Let me delete it. I said, I'll just watch the reaction videos on YouTube. YouTube's algorithms suck. And that's a good thing. YouTube's algorithm sucks. If you scroll enough, it's kind of like it's in a loop. If you scroll enough, you'll probably come back to your first video. It runs out of content and it's not supposed to do that, but it does. It's easy to kind of break out of YouTube's little scroll. Now you watch a couple of videos, you get bored, and it's like, okay, let's get back to work. TikTok, shit, that shit will grab you and not let you go. Okay. Yeah, yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah, I just can't do it. All right, so are we finally gonna get this first target hit or what? Yeah, I just come to the conclusion that uh all right, so we finally got that first target hit. I thought about shorting gold. Let me see. Let me look at gold. I thought about shorting it when I looked at it earlier. Did it dump? Oh my. Oh man. I thought about shorting this. Oh man. I should have shorted it. Damn, I should have shorted gold. I was like, man, that shit is up high. I mean, that's a whole range breakout. But y'all saw where they bought it, right? Gold is it's pretty simple, man. You buy that retest of the breakout. I mean, you're pretty sure. I mean, if you bought the bottom of it, 937, he was down 2 points maybe. And it got, I mean, ran up. And that's exactly what I was. Oh man, I should have shorted it. Oh well. I mean, it's not a big deal. I should have shorted it though. But I don't want to trade gold. I really don't even know why I got gold on my still on my charts though. I haven't looked at Bitcoin in a while. Yeah, Bitcoin's basically been trading back and forth in this range. All right. So if we get the second target hit real quick, then I'll end the stream. I'll end the stream in the next 10 minutes anyway, regardless. I think we had a nice little. This was a nice move up. Actually, what I should do. You said, did I catch the gap? No, I did not. Unfortunately. By the time that we got in the market already made its move on Sunday. But we definitely made some money going into the morning stream for sure. For sure. Mm. We definitely made some money going into the morning stream. Nah, I'm just gonna let it ride. I mean, either it's gonna do it or it's not. Yeah, either it's gonna do it or it's not. Okay. Like I said, I think we'll probably get a rejection around like 820-ish, maybe. I highly doubt that we see this thing drop. But I mean, especially that, I mean, since they found support at the bottom of this trend line, I highly doubt I have not seen the market do that. We could get a drop back down to 665. We could see that for sure. But I have yet to see the market go into an area outside of supply and just drop. Now, I mean, if the market does something like this, where's my pen? Oh, hide it from me. I mean, so if the market does something like this, where it comes and then it does this and it breaks this level, and then it comes back and then they hold this. All right, then once we get that break and then our retest, all right, that's short. Okay, the market's done that plenty of times, but just a pop and then just a random drop like that, no, that's not how the market moves. That's not how the market moves. The only reason that we would get that is if we have major news. If we get a Trump tweet, then I can see like a random just drop out of the sky. But if we're not getting that, then I expect the market to at least come into this range first before we see anything remotely bearish. Hmm. Make sure that, yeah, yeah, I doubt that. I doubt that. I doubt it. Let me look at the hourly chart. Let's look at that first. Yeah, I doubt that. And it's the hourly chart. You got a bullish candle, and then you got the next hourly chart opening at the top of it. Yeah, it's highly likely that we'll probably get a retest of this previous hourly candle. I mean, it's highly likely. But then I'm pretty sure 832, 820. Yeah, it's highly likely we'll probably see that 817 maybe somewhere in this range. Mm. Okay. But all right, guys and gals, I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna call it here. Uh, once we saw the bears fail underneath this range, I mean, it just only made sense for the bulls to step in and try to make an attempt to make a rotation higher here. Uh, it just only made sense. Remember, we do got Powell tomorrow. We got CPI on Wednesday, and we have PPI on Thursday. So we might see obviously a big move in both directions. So be prepared for that. And we'll definitely navigate that tomorrow morning. We will definitely earn some more money for sure. Trend lines have definitely been super helpful, keeping us on the right side of the market. So make sure that you're drawing your trend lines and making sure you're drawing them correctly. If you've had this trend line and you just followed it the entire day, let me turn this off. If you followed this trend line the entire day, I mean, the market, the Nasdaq literally respected this trend line the entire day until it didn't, until we got a break of that trend line and we saw that move down. So uh, that's definitely something to keep in mind. But with that said, appreciate everybody that joined, and we'll definitely come back out, or we'll definitely earn some more money tomorrow. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Peace.